What is the most important feature of any drone? Obstacle avoidance? No. Active tracking? No. Battery life? No. The most important feature of any drone is the camera, the quality of the pictures and the footage that camera on the drone can record. Because after all, when all is said and done, a drone is just a flying camera. Today I'm going to test two cameras on DJI drones. These are hobbyist drones, and the sort of starting point of any hobbyist would probably be the DJI Mini 2. This is Lassie, my Mini 2, and Lassie's camera can record in 4K at 30 frames a second and produce some fantastic footage. I'm only going to be looking at video footage today. In another video, I'll cover pictures that these drones can take. At the other end of the range for a hobbyist is the Mavic 3 range. This is my Mavic 3, the Wallace, and he has a Hasselblad camera that can record 4K footage at 60 frames a second. So I'm going to fly along this river, the same route with both drones, and give a comparison between the DJI Mini 2 4K camera at 30 frames per second and the Hasselblad camera on the DJI Mavic 3 4K at 60 frames a second. Put the comparison with the two bits of footage at the end of the video so you can have a look and compare and decide which one is better. I think it's obvious which one's going to be better, but is it going to be that much better than this one? Let's find out. So first, here's the Mini 2, and this is a flight in 4K at 30 frames per second, flying at a height of 20 metres, no filters, and there will be no post-production adjustments made to the colouring or the lighting, so that you can see exactly what comes out of the camera of the Mini 2 compared with the Mavic 3. Now the same flight, this time with the Mavic 3, 4K, 60 frames per second. Once again, auto settings with no filters, and there will be no post-production colour or exposure changes made to this one either. So now let's look at both of those bits of footage side by side so you can get a really good comparison. So what you might be thinking is the point of this video. Of course the Hasselblad camera on the Mavic 3 is going to be better than the camera on the DJI Mini 2. Yes, it is. But how much better is it? And not only that, how much better is the Mini 3 Pro camera compared with the Mini 2 camera? And is the Mini 4 Pro camera that much better than the Mini 3 Pro camera? And is the Air 3 camera that much better than the Mini 4 Pro camera, the Mini 3 Pro camera, or the Mini 2 Pro camera? DJI produces new drones with incremental improvements in the camera. Very, very tiny. If you compare the tiny improvement in the camera with the amount of money that you'd have to spend to buy an upgraded drone, I don't think it's worth it. So I wanted to make a video to show you the difference from the two extreme ranges. The very starter, if you want to call the DJI Mini 2 the starter drone for a hobbyist, compared with the best camera you can get on a consumer hobbyist drone, which is the Hasselblad on the Mavic 3. And I wanted to show you that the difference in the footage isn't all that huge. Sure, of course, the Mavic 3 is better, and you'd expect that. It's a Hasselblad camera, but it's not hugely better. And with a few changes in post-production with the colour and with the exposure, you can get it to look very, very close to even the Hasselblad camera on the Mavic 3. So I'm going to show you a piece of footage now that is the Mini 2. It's the exact same flight, but what I did this time is I did a little bit of post-production by bringing up the colours, the green colours, and bringing up the blue colours. And then I also brought up the exposure just a little bit. I tried to match it as closely as I could to the footage from the Mavic 3 so that you can see, is the Mavic 3 a huge difference in the DJI Mini 2 camera? So here's the footage from the Mini 2 with the corrections that I've made. And I'm no expert. It only took me 10 minutes to make some corrections. An expert could make some fantastic corrections. And if you used filters as well, you could make it look even better. Once this bit of footage has run, I'll then put three pieces of footage up side by side. The Mini 2 raw footage, the Mini 2 colour corrected and exposure corrected footage and the Mavic 3 raw footage side by side, and you'll get a very clear comparison. My opinion is that if you're upgrading your drone purely to get an improvement in the camera, think twice before you do that. If you're looking to get additional features like obstacle avoidance, tracking, and some other features that the newer drones provide you, then by all means, it's a good investment. But purely to get better video footage, well, I don't think that the improvement in footage you'll get from the Mini 2 to the Mini 3 Pro to the Mini 4 Pro to the Air 3 is worth the additional cost of the new drone.